Hey everybody, what's going on? Welcome to Something to Talk About. And I'm here to, tell you to join the other members of the Benverse. Go and subscribe to their channels. But I'm also here to say, what's up everybody? How's it going? Welcome to Something to Talk About. My name is Taco. I'm wearing one of my favorite shirts, which means it doesn't mean anything. It means I'm really comfortable in it. I like it. And welcome. This is Dorne week. I am talking about characters from Dorne, two of them. This is the second one. And yeah, so I do a Song of Ice and Fire lore here. Those Game of Thrones books, those pesky Game of Thrones books, I cover characters from there. And yeah, I covered Spotted Silva earlier in the week. So I'm going to talk about Archibald Yronwood, the big man, Green Guts. Green Guts is it's a great nickname. Right? So, yeah, I'm really pumped. This is a great character. And yeah, so I do these all in one big long take. I don't really edit or anything. I like that feel of just me like ranting and talking straight to you. So I do make mistakes here and there. So please just don't be too mean about it. And if you've never been here before and you find this entertaining for some asinine reason, click like and subscribe. Thanks, man. Thanks for showing up. What's up? Let's hang out later. You want to get some tacos? I do. So yeah, let's talk about Archibald Yronwood. I cover smaller characters who are not like point of view characters, or also not like really large. Well, this guy's big, but you know what I mean. I won't be talking about Vales here. She wasn't in the show, but she might be a little too big for me to cover, right? Val, the warrior princess? Maybe I will. All right, let's get into it. So the big man, Archibald Yronwood, called Arch, and the big man is a knight from House Yronwood and a nephew to Anders Yronwood, Lord of Yronwood. I said Yronwood there a lot. So covered Spotted Silva earlier this week. So Spotted Silva is part of Ariane Martell's plot. So I wanted to cover a character from Quentyn Martell's plot, and that's Archibald Yronwood. And it was pretty much between him and Garrus Drinkwater, and I think I just kind of like Archie more. I like that he's a big dude, big bald guy. But yeah, Garrus Drinkwater is pretty cool too. But also, since the three of them are pretty much together at all times, this is kind of more or less me covering Quentyn Martell's plot, but I'm doing it with a little bit more of an emphasis on the big man. Okay, so just keep that in mind. Yeah. So I covered Ariane Martell's plot that way, the Queenmaker plot. And I'm going to cover the I don't know, Dragon Tamer plot. What do you want to call it? All right. Archibald is 6.5 feet tall, broad of shoulder, and huge of belly. Me too. He has legs like tree trunks. I don't know. My legs are kind of big. I do a lot of biking. Hands the size of hams. Just makes me hungry for hams. And no neck. Oh, his arms are thick enough to rival even strong Belwas. He was first called the big man by his cousin, Sir Cletus Yronwood. Arch's bald head reminds others of stone. Archibald lost his hair from a childhood disease. Oh, that's unfortunate. Arch wields a spiked hammer, a dagger, and fine armor. He is a better fighter than Quentyn Martell or Garrus Drinkwater, and he is older than the former. He is aggressive at dicing and easily becomes seasick. Yeah. He gets seasick a lot. That's how he gets the nickname Green Guts. We'll get to it. So let's talk about just House Yronwood itself here. So House Yronwood of Yronwood is the most powerful seat in Dorne after the ruling Martells. Their seat is, you guessed it, Yronwood. It is the last fortress defending the Bone Way. This is reflected in their arms and title of Warden of the Stone Way. The House Yronwood claimed its title of King of Dorne before the arrival of the Ronar. And the head of House Dorne continues to be. The head of House continues to be called the Blood Royal. Okay, House or Yronwood is oh my god, the Ironwoods are stony Dornishmen who tend to have blonde hair and blue eyes. They supported a few of the Blackfire rebellions and are often antagonistic towards the Martells. According to semi-canon sources, their motto is "We guard the way." They blazon their arms with black portcullis grill over sand. So think of them as like kind of like the Boltons for Dorne, right? They're not as messed up as the Boltons, but they are kind of like, they're second powerful. They used to be kings to Ironwoods, right? Makes sense? Okay, cool. Let's just get back into covering Archie. Good old Archie. A grand adventure. Quentyn has been sent to wed Daenerys Targaryen, now the Queen of Meereen, by her father, Dorne Martell. Dorne had Prince Oberyn Martell make a pact with Sir Willem Darry when the two came of age Willem Darry, that Viserys would marry Arianne when the two came of age. So with Viserys dead, Dorne hopes that Dany will honor the pact and marry Quentyn. The prince has been joined by Sir Archibald, this guy, his cousin Cletus, Maester Kendry, Sir Gareth Drinkwater, and Sir William Wells. So there's a nice sized group, right? Wink. And yeah, so Quentyn grew up with the Ironwoods. He was fostered there after Dorne Martell messed up on Ironwood. And so not quite a hostage, but Quentyn was sent there to quell any type of hostility, right? That was the point. So he grew up with the Ironwoods, so he's really close to Archibald and really close to Cletus. Whatever happened to Cletus? Arch became seasick during the voyage, with Kendry treating him for 4 days in lease. The party's ship, the Meadowlark, is ambushed by corsairs off the coast of the disputed lands, and Cletus, Kendry, and Willem are all slain. Wow, half the group dead just like that. We are left with just Drinkwater, Quentyn, and Arch. So Gareth Drinkwater, I'm probably going to call Drink for a lot of this. In Volantis, the survivors are unsuccessful in hiring a ship that will transport them to Meereen. Since he got so seasick, he hates boats now. So yeah, Archibald, who we're talking about, hates boats because he got really seasick, right? Archibald suggests taking the Demon Road, but the idea is dismissed in favor of Garrus's plan to join the Windblown, a sellsword company on its way to the city. So what did I just say? Well, good old Green Guts, Archie here, is like, let's just drive. Let's just take the road. I don't want to go on the boat. And Gareth Drinkwater is like, no, we're going to die if we take the Demon Road. We can't take the Demon Road. And he's like, I'll just murder whoever with my hammer. It's like, what hammer can protect us against the Demon Road? Okay. So we got to take a boat. And they're like, well, we don't have any money for passage or anything like that. And they kind of ditch a lot of their money there too. And they can't hire a ship. So what they do is that they join a sellsword company that's going to Meereen in order to fight against Meereen. It's a really risky thing. So yeah. So Green Guts. Yeah. So the Windblown, that's that flag I got there is actually the Windblown. So to hide his identity, Archibald goes by the name Green Guts, while Quentyn pretends to be his squire named Frog. The three companions sell their fine armor in Volantis and acquire battle armor from the Windblown, battered armor from the Windblown. When Quentyn, Garrus, and Arch discuss deserting the Windblown after the siege of Astapor, they are summoned by the Tattered Prince. The Tattered Prince is Pentoshi and the first and only commander in the Windblown. He is known by Rags or Tatters. He is well past 60 and keeps his true name to himself. Tattered Prince is a really interesting character. He wears like a cape of a lot of different things all sewn together, and that's why they call him Tatters or Rags. He was, that was my stomach. He was named as Prince of Pentos, but he left. He was like, screw that, I don't want to get killed. It's a whole thing. So that's why he's called Prince or Prince of Tatters or whatever you want to call it, the Tattered Prince. Yeah. So he's well past 60, and yeah, he keeps his true name, so no one really knows who he is. The captain orders them to join a party of Westerosi mercenaries who are to pretend that they betrayed the company and want to join Daenerys. course, it's not pretending for these guys because they really do want to join Daenerys. All right. The Queen and the Frog, after turning themselves into Dario, so they are, leaving the Windblown, and they are turning themselves into Dario. Dario bringing them to Meereen. The three Dornishmen present themselves to Daenerys at court, and the prince reveals their reason to be there. So Dany laughs at how the frog is a prince, like the princess and the frog, right? You kiss the frog, he becomes a prince, and declines Quentyn's offer for marriage since she is about to wed Hizdahr Lorak, or as I call him, the Lorak. She explains the pact, or he explains the pact to no success. The queen advises the Dornishmen to return to Dorne, but they are determined to stay. So they make it all the way to Meereen, and he's like, "Hey, I'm actually the Prince of Dorne. Do you want to marry me?" And she's like, "I'm already marrying this loser for no real reason." And she's like, "You should probably go." And he's like, "No, I came all the way this way." And then a lot of their plot is arguing like, "Oh, we should go back. We should take the road," because Green Guts doesn't want to puke the whole way. But so they kind of just stay around. So the three stay at court. So hatching a bad plan. The three stay at court rather awkwardly during the marriage of Dany and the Lorak. He speaks for the trees. And after Drogon carries Dany away at Daznak's pit, they kind of just fart around. They're kind of just farting around Meereen. Frog Boy comes up with a bad plan, not wanting to disappoint his dad, since he can't bring home a dragon queen. He wants to just bring home a dragon. Archibald and Garrus reluctantly help Quentyn in this scheme to try to take the dragons with the help of Tatters and the Windblown. So they go and talk to the Windblown, and they're like, "Hey, you want to help us steal a dragon?" Tatters or Rags or Tatter Prince, whatever you want to call him, says, "I get Pentos, or I get to destroy Pentos if you guys succeed. Like, you owe me Pentos," which is such a, do you write a check for an entire city, right? So Quentyn has this idea that he wasn't really sent to marry Dany. That's what he's told, right? That's what the plan is. But he's not married. He doesn't need to marry some lady. He's there for dragons. In order to get the dragons, you got to marry Dany. But he's like, maybe because I have king's blood, like a Targaryen blood in me, maybe the dragon will kneel to me. So that's what he thinks. And it's a bad plan. Not a good plan. Oh, there, I already did that one. Oh, right. Arch drinks some goat's milk to prepare. I re-listened to that chapter as I was writing this. I just got through these chapters. I just finished the books again. And I was like, all right, I gotta find some details specifically for Archibald, right? And there's this huge conversation. Oh, should we go? Should we do it? Should we not do it at the beginning of the Dragon Tamer chapter? And then Archibald's just drinking goat's milk in the background. I had to throw that in there. Arch drinks some goat's milk to prepare and wears a bull's mask to disguise as one of the Brazen Beasts. The Brazen Beasts are kind of the police force and the guards of the Great Pyramid, and they all wear masks so their families cannot be targeted by the Harpies men, by the Sons of the Harpy. So they all wear different masks of different animals, and he chooses a bull one. So yeah, he's wearing a bull mask to pretend to be a brazen beast. He uses his warhammer to break a lock deep within the Great Pyramid and uses his hammer to hammer down a few brazen beasts. Actually, just one brazen beast. I don't know why I wrote a few, with little difficulty. The rest of the brazen beasts get killed by the windblown that are helping him. Failing completely, Rhaegal mortally burns Quentyn with dragon flame. Archibald tries to beat the flame with his bare hands, but to little success. So it just doesn't work, right? It's a great chapter. Go reread it or re-listen to it if you want. But he gets down there and he's trying to whip a dragon, And as he's like trying to get Viserion to kneel, Rhaegal comes up behind him and torches him. Some people think he's dead. Some people don't. I don't care. I'm not doing that. I don't think he's alive. Like, I don't think he's alive. He's burnt to a crisp, and he's slowly dying, and he dies in the one chapter. But I'm not on the Quentyn is alive boat. Okay, if you are, cool. Great. If we find out Quentyn is alive, I'll say, oh, wow, cool, look at that. That's a really good twist. But I'm not going to believe it. All right, so anyways, he tries, Archibald here tries to get, like, the flames put out when Quentyn gets roasted. So the brazen beasts find him cradling Quentyn's burned body. That's such a sad sight. With a drink standing above them with a sword, like protecting them. But they both, Archibald and Garrus, are arrested, but neither give up resistance thanks to their grief, because they just saw their best friend get roasted alive, right? So the big prisoner, Sir Barristan Selmy, the Hand of the Queen at this point, visits the Dornishmen in their prison cells and tells them that they are to be hanged for treason. Garrus blames everything that has happened on Daenerys, but Archibald, this is what I really like about Arch, manages to calm him down. Arch drops some truth bombs to shut up Drink. It's this great thing where throughout like all of Quentyn's chapters, when we're talking to Archibald, he kind of comes off like, no, me not want Bout, right? Like kind of like a simpleton, like kind of like Straw Milwas, like he's big and bald, and he kind of talks simply. But then when Sir Barristan Selmy's talking to them, Garrus Drinkwater starts like, no, it's all Dany's fault. It's all this. And then he just starts going, Drink, shut up. Like, no, it's our fault. It's Quentyn's fault. Like, stop. Like, just shut up. And he, like, really is, like, a sobering voice of reason. And it shows that he might not be this dumb big oaf, right? Like, he's actually kind of smart. That's what I love about him. All right, yeah, so he drops some truth bombs to shut up Drink. The big man tells Barristan what happened when they tried to capture the dragons, but also Quentyn promised Pentos to Tattered Prince for the Windblown's help in the plan. So Arch claims that the whole plan weren't clever. I love that line. It's like, it weren't clever. It was a dumb idea. The old knight sees opportunity and offers the prisoners to ship to Dorne and Quentyn's bones if they deliver a message to the Windbone's leader. Much to Arch's dismay, he wants them to go by ship. Oh no, I'll give you a boat. A boat. Barristan wants the Dornishmen to tell the Tattered Prince that that he will be given Pentos if he helps in freeing the Myronese prisoners held by Yunkai. Garrus is reluctant, but Archibald accepts and convinces his younger companion to go along with the plan. Archibald surprises Barristan with how reasonable and well-spoken he is. The slow-witted act is just an act. That's what I just said. But yeah, so he's like, Barristan's like, I'm going to let you guys go, but before I let you guys go with Quentyn's bones to go back to Dorne, will you walk up to Tattered Prince and say, hey, we'll give you Pentos because for some reason you really want Pentos if you free all of the Myronese prisoners from the Yunkai or the Yunkish forces to try to, like, is it Astapor? I get those guys mixed up. Yeah, the Yunkai's forces. So, yeah, they got one more job to do, and that's to go convince the Tattered Prince to kind of flip sides. And then they're going to get a ship and then go back to Dorne, hopefully. But will they? Green predictions. There might be a ton of theories about whether the crispy frog is dead or not, but there are not many theories about the fate of Archibald. And that's right. Most of the theories about this whole plot, because Archibald's a lesser character, of course, is Quentyn dead or not? And there's all those people who think he is and whatever. And I already talked about it. But I do think that the fate of Arch and Drink are important, specifically if they make it back to Dorne or not. Because if they do, they can tell Daddy Doran that Quentyn died because he's a flaming idiot, and Doran won't do anything rash. But if they don't make it back, Doran might just hear something crazy like how Dany fed him to a dragon or whatever, and Doran joins Aegon against her or something. If I had to pick, I think the second is more likely. Like, yeah, because it looks bad from half a planet away. Like, oh, we made it. Oh, by the way, Quentyn got burned alive by one of Dany's dragons. So maybe Durant's like, oops, nope, now we got to kill Dany. But if Archibald and Garrus make it back, they can say, no, it was our stupid idea. It weren't clever. And Quentyn died because Quentyn did something really, really dumb. And maybe he won't then retaliate towards Dany. But I think that it's going to more be he's going to end up retaliating against Dany and kind of blaming Dany for Quentyn's death. I think that's going to be how Doran plays it. But we'll see. And that's it. Thank you guys for watching. That's my Archibald Yronwood vid, and this was my Dornish week. I covered Silva Santagar, and boom, Archibald Yronwood. Bam! Good old green guts. And yeah, please click like, subscribe if you enjoyed this. Also, if there's a character that you want me to cover, let me know. I might have already covered him, or he might be on the list. I got a long list. I might have already filmed them. I filmed pretty far in advance. So yeah, thank you guys. And yeah, go and take a trip on the road so you don't get seasick. Peace.